Welcome to the Microfinance Podcast. Listen to inspiring interviews and take a look at the tools and products that are used in the field. The Microfinance Podcast is produced by MicroSave, market-led solutions for financial services, and is brought to you by Moving Planet Films.
As we all know, microfinance has been rather effective in Bangladesh and to a great extent been very successful in effecting not just economic transformations through increased earnings, diversification of livelihoods, but also social change. Social change as in bringing women to the center, as in focusing on women, as in ensuring better schooling for children, legal rights, building confidence, all that. But one of the observations from microfinance has been that for the poorest, people who are destitute, and in Bangladesh, at least now I'm looking at statistics from about 10 years ago, that's about 20% of the entire country. So the bottom two deciles, the poorest again, they weren't being reached, or at least not successfully being reached. They may have an account, but that would be it. And BRAC thought deeply about this, and what BRAC came up with was a very effective development alternative around this. Now, in most countries, you have safety net programs. Safety net programs are designed for the poorest. Safety net programs include grants to the poorest, in the form of relief or food aid, or it could be guaranteed employment. And the idea of safety net really is a net that catches people when they go below a certain level. Most countries have this to help the poorest out. The experience in most countries has been that as long as people are part of the safety nets, they're doing all right. But as soon as the program ends, they go back to where they were, back to being destitute or extremely poor. There's never a mechanism to use the safety net really as a trampoline to push them up again. So what BRAC thought was, can we do something with safety nets and link up financial services to these safety nets to create a ladder for people to graduate out of absolute poverty or these hardcore poverty. Now, BRAC looked around in Bangladesh, and sure enough, the government of Bangladesh had a safety net program. It was called the Vulnerable Groups Development Program, and it targeted very successfully the destitute, mostly female-headed households, and gave them 30 kilograms of grain, rice or wheat, per month for 24 months to help them through those difficult periods. And as long as the women were in the program, they were fine. The program would end. They would go back to square one. BRAC talked to the government and asked the government if they could work with them to create an alternative. Now, what does the alternative look like? What BRAC did was it combined the food aid that the women were receiving with financial services and training. BRAC assumed that as long as the food grain was available, the women would have a breathing space to plan for the future. Within that breathing space, BRAC reasoned, if women could be trained to develop some livelihoods, could be trained to be a little more confident, could be given some access to saving services so they could start handling a little bit of money and develop that confidence in being able to deal with money, form groups so there was some collective empowerment involved, then over time, these women with livelihood training now, with the confidence that this time would provide, could be ready for microfinance.